what should you know? What are the different types of cartilage and how to differentiate three types of the cartilage on the basis of the microscopic anatomy, special features of each type of cartilage and locations. So, during development, fetal skeleton consists of cartilaginous framework. The cartilage forms the precursor and through which bony development takes place. Most of the bones, they develop in the cartilage. Some of them directly develop from the mesenchymal tissue. That kind of development is known as membranous development, and when they develop from the cartilage, it is known as endochondral ossification. Not all the cartilages get converted into bone. They persist on, any example? They persist on ear pinna, larynx, trachea, bronchus. There is articular cartilage. Then the cartilage is present in between the joints like intervertebral joints in the interarticular disc of TMJ. So they are supporting specialized dense connective tissue. They are highly resilient and provides high degree of flexibility. So general features: externally it is covered by perichondrium. The outer layer of cartilage is perichondrium. It is avascular. It has no blood supply. It has no nerve supply, no lymphatics. Yes, this is the key feature of cartilage. No nerve supply, no blood supply, no lymphatics. But it receives its nourishment through diffusion, through perichondrium. Then, how does it develop? It develops from the specialized cells in the mesenchymal tissue. Regeneration in young individuals possible. Then, when it is teared, it is filled with the connective tissue. In advanced stage, calcification of cartilage takes place. आराम से क्लास में बैठा भी नहीं जाता है. So what are the components of cartilage? Cells, which are known as chondrocytes, fibers and ground substance. ये मिलके क्या बनाएंगे? Cartilage. So cells of cartilage are present in these spaces which are known as lacuna or lacunae. They are responsible for synthesis and secretion of extracellular matrix. What is extracellular matrix? It consists of fibers plus ground substance. Now fibers are collagen fibers, elastic fibers, and ground substance consists of proteoglycans, glycoproteins. So cells are located within the matrix cavities which are known as lacunae. Now what are the types of collagen fibers present here? Type 2, type 1 collagen fibers and elastic fibers. Ground substance is hydrated amorphous gel which has 75% of tissue fluid, and chondroitin sulfate is kind of proteoglycan which is present in the cartilage. Perichondrium, it's the outer layer of the cartilage. It consists of two layers, outer fibrous layer and inner cellular layer. Outer fibrous layer, basically in both periosteum and perichondrium, they limit the cell lining so that the cell does not proliferate on the outer side. Then the inner cellular layer, it consists of progenitor cells which differentiate into the cells of cartilage, that is chondrocytes. So perichondrium, again it has two layers, outer fibers and inner cellular layer. Perichondrium is somewhere absent in some of the cartilages. The best example here is articular cartilages. जो articulating bones होती है उनके surfaces पे जो cartilage present होता है, they are devoid of perichondrium, and fibrocartilage also does not have perichondrium. So it's an MCQ question. So MCQ question that in which cartilage perichondrium is absent. So what would be the answer? If the option is yes, articular cartilage and fibrous cartilage. So we are going to study microscopic characteristics of these three types of cartilage: hyaline, elastic and white fibrous. So we are done with the general introduction. So what kind of tissue is cartilage? Specialized connective tissue which consists of fibers and ground substance. Types of fibers: type 1, type 2 elastic fibers, type 1, type 2 this collagen fibers and elastic fibers. Yes. Then what is the key feature I told you about cartilage? It is avascular, no blood supply, no nerve supply, no lymphatics, and it gets its nutrition through diffusion. So first and foremost is hyaline cartilage. The word hyaline is taken from the Greek word hylos, which means glass. So when you observe this cartilage under the microscope, it appears glass-like. There's a uniform translucent pattern that you will observe. Now the target for today's class, for mind class, is कि आप जब भी slide देखो आप तुरंत पहचानो. You are able to identify the slide. ये सिर्फ theory part के लिए नहीं है, ठीक है? You have to apply also. ये इतना इतना होता है, ये सब you have studied. But now how to identify? This is the basic objective of today's class. Yes, theory तो you will memorize, you will study. Then what are the key features? How to identify? So जब भी आप देखो, so you are able to identify the key feature for the hyaline cartilage: homogeneous, violet color, translucent appearance. ठीक है? Then the cells here, which are known as chondrocytes, these are present in the group of 8. जो chondrocytes हैं, एक बेसिकली एक मदर सेल से डिफरेंशिएट हुए तो वो अप टू 8 सेल्स आर प्रेजेंट इन द ग्रुप विच आर नोन एज सेल नेस्ट. तो सेल नेस्ट इज की फीचर ऑफ hyaline cartilage. These are present in the spaces which are known as lacunae. Here in the hyaline cartilage, why there is translucent uniform glass-like appearance? There is no visible collagen fiber. Though it consists of collagen fibers, but fibers are not visible under the microscope. Why? Because the collagen fibers and the ground substance, they have similar refractive index. So when you observe under the microscope, the fibers are not visible. Okay? तो आपको ये कैसा दिखेगा under the microscope? Uniform, translucent, glass-like appearance. The cells are present in the group of 8. मतलब maximum limit is 8. They are present in the groups in the lacunae, and no visible collagen fibers are there. Now, what are the examples? Once you know the features, you must know where they are present. What are the examples of hyaline cartilage? Yes? ये तो सामने दिया हुआ है articular cartilage. Articular cartilage का क्या feature बताया था अभी? Perichondrium is absent. Any other example that you know? Nasal septum, very good. And क्या दिख रहा है यहाँ पे? Trachea is the best example. ठीक है? And this hyaline cartilage helps in the identification of trachea under the microscope. So hyaline cartilage is present in the trachea, in the intrapulmonary bronchus, then in the cartilages of the larynx and costal cartilages. These are the best example for the hyaline cartilage. So cells, chondrocytes, how they are present here? They are present in the group of 8. Shapes of the cells at the periphery, they are flattened, elliptical in shape. जहाँ पे they line the perichondrium, they are flattened. In the towards the center, they are present in the groups. Because of the mitotic division of the chondrocytes, they are present in the groups in the same lacunae. Like this. That is why they are known as groups of cells here in the hyaline cartilage, cell nest. Fibers, type 2 collagen fibers are present here. They provide strength and stiffness to the cartilage. They are not visible under the microscope in the hyaline cartilage. Why? Collagen is in the form of fibrils, and these fibrils have similar refractive index as that of ground substance. Now what about the matrix? It stains blue with the basic dye. That is why the violet appearance. Highest basophilic stain is immediately outside the lacuna. ठीक है? Lacuna क्या है समझ में आया? These are the spaces which have these chondrocytes. So just outside these lacunae, वहाँ पे जो stain होगा वो ज़्यादा dark होगा as compared to the other sides. Yes? So just outside the lacunae where there is a darker zone, that is territorial matrix. Just outside the cell nest, the ground substance appear more darker and basophilic, so that is territorial matrix of that particular cell nest. In between the cell nest is interterritorial matrix. Yes, in between the territorial matrix, what is there? Interterritorial, which stains lightly as compared to the territorial matrix. Just territorial matrix जो है वो कैसा होगा? Stains more with the dye, basophilic dye, and it is darker in stain as compared to interterritorial matrix. So what is this? This is the matrix surrounding the cell lacunae. In between the territorial, there is interterritorial matrix. And what does it contain? It contains 60 to 80% of water, collagen fibers, proteoglycans and glycoproteins. These are the content of matrix of hyaline cartilage. Degenerative changes increases with age, occurs due to calcification. Regeneration is rapid in young as compared to adult. So here we complete the histology of hyaline cartilage. Any problem in this? Will you be able to identify it? Yes. Cell nest, homogeneous appearance, territorial matrix, interterritorial matrix, no visible appearance of collagen fibers. What type of collagen fibers is there in hyaline cartilage? Type 2. Examples you should know. Itna bhi if you be able to write, it's enough in the first year of MBBS. Yes. Itna normal microscopic anatomy आपको आता है, hyaline cartilage identification आ गया, so that is enough. So next is elastic. Elastic cartilage. What are the examples here? Ear pinna. Any other example? Epiglottis. The best example for this is epiglottis. So its location, it is present where more flexibility is needed. Now this is the appearance of elastic. Is it similar to that or different from the hyaline cartilage? Different. पहली बात तो यहाँ पे elastic fibers इतने ज़्यादा visible हैं, they create a meshwork in between the cells. Yes. So in fresh state, these appear in the yellowish state. They are highly elastic. Identical to hyaline cartilage except that it contains abundant network of elastic fibers. Elastic fibers are seen by using a special stain known as resorcin fuchsin. पीछे हंसी क्यों आ रही है तुमको? कैसे बैठी हो तुम? हाथ नीचे करो. क्या पढ़ रहे हो आप? What's the topic for today's class? किसका मैच है आज? ये सबको पता है, टॉपिक क्लास का नहीं पता है तुम्हें. So elastic fiber, we are studying now microscopic anatomy of elastic fibers. So elastic cartilage. Elastic cartilage consists of meshwork of elastic fibers. Now what else is not visible which is there in the hyaline cartilage? Groups of cells, cell nest. Cells are either present in singly or the group of two, but a complete cell nest is not here in the elastic fibers, elastic cartilages. Special stain we require for the staining of the elastic fibers. So chondrocytes are present in lacunae either in the rows or they are singly present. Perichondrium is also present here. This is the appearance of elastic fibers. Why it is different from the hyaline cartilage? I think I have very well explained. Cell nests are not present. Elastic fibers are there which are highly visible and they create a meshwork in between the cells. This is the diagram for the elastic cartilage. Now the last one is fibrocartilage. Fibrocartilage, it has collagen fibers running parallel to the linear arrangement of the chondrocytes. यहाँ पे ना तो आपको हाइलिन के जैसे ग्लास लाइक अपीयरेंस दिखेगा, ना यहाँ पे एक मैशवर्क क्रिएट जो होता है इलास्टिक फाइबर्स का इलास्टिक कार्टिलेज में वैसा दिखेगा. यहाँ क्या दिखेगा आपको? पैरेलल रनिंग फाइबर्स दिखेंगे, टाइप 1 कोलाजन फाइबर्स, एंड देयर आर सेल्स chondrocytes which are present singly or in rows parallel to the collagen fibers. Now what is the best location, best example for the fibrocartilage? Yes. Pubic symphysis, interarticular disc of TMJ. बेस्ट एग्जाम्पल, सबसे बेस्ट एग्जाम्पल क्या है? Yes, intervertebral disc. So it has bundles of collagen fibers which give great tensile strength against wear and tear, which is required in the intervertebral disc. So the anatomy here is different than that of elastic and hyaline cartilage. These are the examples. Glenoid labrum you are going to study in the shoulder joint, then pubic symphysis in the meniscus in the knee joint, intervertebral disc and TMJ. It has type 1, mostly type 1 collagen fibers, type 2 collagen fibers are also present. This is the linear arrangement of the chondrocytes parallel to the arrangement of the collagen fibers. Now how to differentiate these three? Hyaline, elastic and fibrocartilage. Last bench, come forward. You black shirt, stand up, come forward. Sit in the front row. Stand up. You all come here in the front row. All, you all. My God. Bro code is followed. Is anything special today? Shift. So cell nests are present in which type of cartilage? Hyaline cartilage. Rows of cells are present in the fibrocartilage. They may be present singly or in twos in both elastic, hyaline and also in the fibrocartilage. Then fibers. What type of fibers are there? Type 2 collagen fibers in the hyaline cartilage. Elastic cartilage has elastic fibers and fibrocartilage has type 1 collagen fibers. Then the lacuna are present in all. Territorial, interterritorial matrix is present in the. So what do you understand by term by the territorial? जो cells को अब एक और नया theory आ गया है कि just जो cells के around होता है that is capsular and then capsular के around है that is territorial and in between these they have interterritorial. Staining keep on reducing as we go away from the cell nest. So just जहाँ पे इसके nearby area होगा cell nest का it stains darker as compared to the interterritorial matrix. Perichondrium present in hyaline and elastic cartilage, absent in the fibrocartilage, and also exceptions in the hyaline cartilage where it is absent in the articular cartilages. Then the best examples you must all know. ये सारे जो बच्चे हैं hyaline cartilage आपको example आना चाहिए histology में. What are the examples? जो कोई नहीं बोलता exam में. Hyaline cartilage. सबसे पहले तो जॉइंट्स याद रख लो, जितने भी जॉइंट्स यहाँ पे आर्टिकुलर कार्टिलेजेस हैं सबका बेस्ट एग्जांपल यही रहेगा. सेकंड इज नेजल सेप्टम, ट्रेकिया, ब्रोंकस एंड लैरिंग्स. लैरिंग्स में भी कौन सा कार्टिलेज? लैरिंग्स के तो बहुत सारे कार्टिलेजेस हैं. लैरिंग्स सी शेप्ड इज प्रेजेंट द ट्रेकिया. लैरिंग्स के अंदर thyroid cartilage, cricoid cartilage, arytenoid cartilage. These three cartilages of larynx are hyaline cartilage. Epiglottis is also cartilage of larynx, but it is elastic cartilage. Then white fibro, intervertebral disc, and pubic symphysis, glenoid labrum, TMJ. Any problem in this? Okay, खत्म क्लास. अटेंडेंस? यस यस. प्लस means more, quantity is more and plus is lesser in quantity. इंडिया पाकिस्तान 2 बजे है. तुम्हें बैटिंग करनी है जाके? Now what is a bone? Bone क्या है? ये भी क्या है? Is a specialized connective tissue. Again, it is composed of, it is impregnated with, yes, calcium phosphate, कितना percent? More than 80%. And calcium phosphate तो इसका inorganic content हो गया. Organic content, organic content is fibers, collagen fibers, and again proteoglycans and glycoproteins. Then any other thing? Cells of bones. Yes. Osteoblast. Then उसके भी mother cells, osteoprogenitor cells, which differentiate into osteoblast. Osteoblast then differentiate into osteocytes, and then they have a opposition osteoclast, which develops from the monocytes. So what is the function of bone? Protection to visceral organs, shape to the body, then movement, attachment to the muscles. Yes. So do you remember the classification of bones? Classifications. Yes, according to, अभी तो start ही हुआ है, जनरल खत्म हुआ है अभी तुम्हारा. Classification according to shape, according to the positions. Yes, according to the shape, long bone, short bone, flat bone, irregular bone, sesamoid bone. The example for the long bone, example for the short bones, example for the irregular bones. It's a short sesamoid bone. Anything else? Irregular bone, vertebrae, hip bone, flat bones. So according to development, yes, cartilaginous and membranous. What is the example for membranous? Yes, bones forming vault of skull and facial skeleton. Yes. Then any other example? Cartilaginous. All the long bones. जिसमें क्या होगा? Diaphysis, metaphysis and epiphysis. So example for cartilaginous are the long bones. Example for the membranous are bones forming the vault of skull. Position. Yes, which are present around the axis are axial, skull bone, then vertebral column, sternum. These are the bones forming the axial skeleton, ribs. Appendicular skeleton. According to structure, जो हमें आज चाहिए वो क्या चाहिए? According to structures. So bones according to the structure. बातें नहीं. According to the structure. सबको आता है. Dense hard bone is which has smooth surface. Compact and spongy bone. ठीक है. Compact bone कहाँ होगा? What will be the location of compact bone? क्या है compact bone? Which has hard, dense appearance. Yes, there is a Haversian system present in the compact bone. These are present in the diaphysis and the outer covering of the spongy bones. Spongy bones are present in the epiphysis and the diploid with skull bones. जो स्कल टेबल देखा है नहीं देखा होगा आपने. फ्लैट बोन्स जो होती है स्कल्स में, इनकी दोनों अंदर और बाहर दे आर लाइंड बाय द कॉम्पैक्ट बोन एंड बीच में इन बिटवीन दे हैव डिप्लॉय दैट इज फिल्ड विद द स्पॉन्जी बोन्स. नाउ अगर हम एक लॉन्ग बोन लें तो स्ट्रक्चर सबको याद है लॉन्ग बोन का. इट हैज अ डायफाइसिस. सबसे पहले इनर में क्या होगा? देयर इज अ कैविटी विच इज नोन एज Medullary cavity. Now medullary cavity is lined by endosteum. Then we have the compact layer of bone. Then outer membrane is periosteum. Yes. Then we have epiphysis. Again, epiphysis is outer layer same as that of the diaphysis. Inner part has spongy bones. ठीक है. Now spongy bones और इसमें मेन डिफरेंस यही है. और spongy bone जब आप देखेंगे माइक्रोस्कोप में तो आपको एक पैटर्न नजर आएगा. उसमें there is arrangement of the bony matrix in the layers which is known as lamellae. So there is a lamellar arrangement here around a canal which is known as Haversian canal. This is the key feature for the compact bone. Such kind of arrangement is not found in the spongy bone. Instead of that, spongy bones has bony spicules which are known as trabeculae, and it has irregular cavity which is filled with the bone marrow. Medullary cavity is also filled with the bone marrow, and the irregular cavity in the spongy bones are filled with the bone marrow. But they are filled with the red bone marrow, and the medullary cavity in the adults is replaced by the yellow bone marrow. So these are the bones classified according to the shape that we have already studied based on the development, membranous and cartilaginous. Based on position, we have axial skeleton and appendicular skeleton. Based on the structure, compact and spongy bone. Now this arrangement is known as Haversian system of compact bone. Trabecular bone or spongy bone, it has a honeycomb appearance and it has bony spicules surrounding the cavity. Now composition of bones, सबको पता है now, cells and matrix. Now what are the cells present here? Osteoprogenitor cells. तो ये जो पेरिकॉन्ड्रियम पेरिओस्टियम जो हम पढ़ते हैं इनमें हमने बोला इनर सेलुलर लाइनिंग में दे हैव दीज mesenchymal cells that differentiate into different types of cells. So basically these osteoprogenitor cells are present in the inner cellular layer of the periosteum. Then we have osteoblast which lays down the bony matrix, osteocytes which maintains the bony matrix, and then we have osteoclast. Osteoclast का function क्या होगा? Bone resorption. So basically osteocytes and osteoclasts, they are involved in the bone remodeling. Then organic content, collagens and the non-collagen content, and calcium, phosphorus and other inorganic contents are there. For example, calcium carbonate, sodium, magnesium, fluoride, all are present here in the bony minerals. Osteoprogenitor cells. Now how to identify these cells? First, the location, they are present at the periphery, they are flattened in shape and they have elongated nucleus. They have mesenchymal origin, they take origin directly from the mesenchymal cells and they convert themselves into the osteoblast. Then osteoblasts, they have cuboidal or polygonal shape. Then nucleus is oval in shape and eccentrically present. आगे आप हिस्टोलॉजी में बार बार ये eccentric word, ये फोन नीचे करो अपना. Eccentric means which is present away from the center. Yes. So it has eccentric nucleus, euchromatic nucleus, it has active transcription and basophilic cytoplasm. Basophilic means it stains with the basic dye. Now what is the function of osteoblast? Synthesis of collagen fibers, basically type 1, synthesis of bony matrix, and also it secretes alkaline phosphatase. So higher level of alkaline phosphatase, it indicates that osteoblast is forming bone. So what is taking place? क्या बोलते हैं bone formation को? हैं? Ossification. Osteocytes derived from the osteoblasts, these are present in lacunae and they are less basophilic as compared to osteoblasts. Now functions: maintains integrity of bone, help in remodeling of the bone. Now अगर हम पीछे की तरफ देखें ऑस्टियोब्लास्ट, इसका क्या मेन डिफरेंशिएटिंग है कि इसमें जो लार्जर न्यूक्लियस होगा, राउंडेड न्यूक्लियस, इट इज एक्सेंट्रिकली प्रेजेंट. Here osteocyte, it has irregular appearance with a centrally placed oval nucleus, and it has a processes radiating outwards from its cytoplasm. Next is osteoclast. This is a multinucleated. बाकी सारे कैसे थे? Uninucleated. Osteoclast is multinucleated cell and it is responsible for bone resorption. The border of the cells which is in contact with the surface for the bone resorption is ruffled in shape. So the lower part which is in contact with the bony surface is the ruffled border, which where this resorption of the bone takes place. And it is, what you have to remember, it is multinucleated. Now location, it is present in the horse-shaped lacunae. There is a pit formed by this cell only. इसका फंक्शन क्या है? ये क्या कर रहा है? रिजॉर्प्शन. तो एक रिजॉर्ब्ड एरिया होता है जिसमें ये प्रेजेंट होता है. ये हॉर्स शेप का होता है, तो उसको नाम दे दिया हॉर्स शेप लेक्यूने. इट इज प्रेजेंट द हॉर्स शेप लेक्यूने, और इसको हम रिजॉर्प्शन बे भी कहते हैं. इट क्रिएट्स इट्स ओन पिट एंड राइज इन दी that particular resorbed area. That is why it is known as resorption bay or resorbed bay. So it has three zone: clear zone where this demineralization, resorption of the bone taking place, and a basal zone above which is having all the nuclei. Functions of osteoclast: bone remodeling, remodeling of osteons, bone resorption. Now some interesting facts. Bisphosphonates and estrogen, they inhibit bone resorption by osteoclast and are useful for osteoporosis treatment. जब bone resorption हो रहा होता है तो उसमें क्या help करेगा? Estrogens. They help in the bone, they inhibit the bone resorption by the osteoclast. अब दो फैक्टर्स हैं जो अपोजिट चलते हैं, that you will study in your physiology and biochemistry also, parathyroid hormone and calcitonin. ठीक है. पैराथायरॉइड हार्मोन, इट इंक्रीजेस द ऑस्टियोक्लास्टिक एक्टिविटी. दैट मीन्स इट इंक्रीजेस द बोन रिजॉर्प्शन. फॉर ड्यू टू बोन रिजॉर्प्शन देयर विल बी हायर लेवल ऑफ कैल्शियम इन द ब्लड. अपोजिट टू दैट कैल्सिटोनिन, it decreases osteoclastic activity, so due to which it will decreases the blood calcium level. ये जो opposite relationship है, this you have to remember. So what will be the responsible for the bone resorption and what will be the responsible for the bone deposition. So calcitonin for bone deposition, parathyroid hormone responsible for bone resorption. Bone lining cells are the flattened cells which are present on bone surface where active bone deposition takes place. जहाँ पे bone deposition हो रहा है, यानी कि जहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है, ossification हो रहा है, तो जहाँ पे cells convert हो रहे हैं into the bony cells, there the cell lining is flattened in shape and these are known as bone lining cells. Type 1 collagen fibers are present in the compact bones. These collagen fibers, they provide tensile strength and resilience. Then these are the constituents of ground substance. Now let's move on to the histologic picture, microscopic anatomy. So what is the important feature here in the histology of compact bone? Histology of compact bone, Haversian system. ठीक है? This we will take afterwards. Now Haversian system क्या है? उसके लिए we have to again discuss what is Haversian canal. There is a canal running in the bone which consists of nutrient vessels, nutrient artery, vein, and it also has nerves. So a canal carrying the nerves, vessels which is present and through which, around which the lamellar structure is being arranged concentrically, that system is known as Haversian system. This Haversian system is also known as osteon system. Osteon is the structural and functional unit of a compact bone. Yes, Haversian canal along with concentric rings of the laminae arranged around it constitutes a one osteon. ठीक है? So osteon क्या है? It's a structural and functional unit of compact bone. So what are the content of this osteon? There is a Haversian canal which is present in the center. It will appear lighter in color as compared to the surrounding structures. Then it has a circular arrangement of the bony matrix. Within the laminae, there are small spaces which are known as lacunae. So जो black dots में दिख रहा है, these indicates osteocytes present in the lacunae. These lacunae consist of osteocytes. These all are concentrically arranged around Haversian canal. और Haversian canal का content क्या है? You should remember blood vessels and nerves and lymphatics. ठीक है, तो एक structural unit osteon के अंदर क्या क्या होगा? There is a central canal which is known as Haversian canal. Then it has circular arrangement of the layers of bony matrix which consist of number of lacunae again arranged circularly which consist of osteocytes. Now these osteocytes have radiating processes which contact with the adjacent osteocytes. These processes, they run in a microscopic canal which are known as canaliculi. So in the center, this is a Haversian canal. Then these are the laminae. These are the osteocytes. ये projecting process जो है वो किसके अंदर रन करेंगे? Canaliculi. So these black lining which are connecting adjacent osteocytes are known as canaliculi. Then the outermost layer which forms the outer lining of one Haversian system, one Haversian unit is a cement line which is lighter in color. This cement line, it is lighter in color and it is devoid of collagen fiber. Yes, so from the Haversian canal, from the center towards the cement line, consists of one osteon or one Haversian system. Yes, again these Haversian canals are adjacent Haversian canal are connected to each other by again a horizontal canal which is known as Walkman's canal. This Walkman's canal is perpendicular to the Haversian canal and it connects the two Haversian canals and it also passes the branches of the vessels into the next Haversian canal. इतना समझ में आया सबको? तो ये जो व्यू है ये आपको ग्राउंड व्यू दिखेगा जिसमें अनस्टेन्ड स्लाइड होगी. तो कॉम्पैक्ट बोन का यूजुअली वी हैव दिस अनस्टेन्ड स्लाइड and this is the most easiest slide to identify because it is unstained. So we have only this slide which is unstained. Then these Haversian system is so beautifully arranged and which is visible through the microscope, so it is very much easy to identify. But then identification is not the point. You should also know the features. So what is a Haversian canal? What is a Walkman canal? What is osteocytes, lacunae? Why there is arrangement here? Because there is a laminar layer by layer deposition of the bony matrix. This is the stained section of compact bone where again a central canal will appear whiter in color which has these blood vessels and lymphatics and circular arrangements of the laminae along with the osteocytes. This is unstained slide. Now these laminae are of three types. There is a Haversian laminae which is concentrically arranged here. Now in between the adjacent Haversian laminae, it has interstitial lamellae. Yes, there is Walkman canal, but these laminae does not only appear in the one particular pattern. In दो Haversian system के बीच में भी lamellar arrangement होगा which is known as interstitial laminae. And जो circumference periosteum के पास में arrange होंगी, they are known as circumferential lamellae. So there are three arrangements of lamellae: Haversian system, concentric arrangement, interstitial in between the Haversian system, and circumferential which is present near the periosteum. These are the three arrangements of lamellae. This is the ground section. See, this is the ground section of bone in the cross section view, transverse section, and this is the ground section of bone in the longitudinal section. In the this cross section, you are going to see this circular arrangement of Haversian system. In the longitudinal section, of the tissue, you are going to see this vertical canal running and a horizontal canal. So forming a edge here. This vertical canal is the Haversian canal and this horizontal canal is Walkman's canal, which is connecting to Haversian canal. And there is linear arrangement of the lamellae along with the osteocytes. So ये कौन सा section होगा? Compact bone का longitudinal section. This is longitudinal stained section. In the stained one, these canal appear whiter in color. Now the last one is trabecular bone, which is spongy bone. It has a honeycomb appearance. It has meshwork of trabeculae. Spongy bone has bony spicules which are known as trabeculae. In between they have marrow cavity in them. So this is very easy to identify. This is the histology view of smooth spongy bone. There is no Haversian system, no circular arrangement, no Haversian canal, no Walkman's canal. So ये आ जाए एग्जाम में तो ज़्यादा easy है. So the spongy bone or trabeculae or cancellous bone, 20% of the bone in the body. It is made up of bony spicules. Spongy bone is honeycomb in appearance. They have network of flat pieces filled with the red bone marrow and the yellow bone marrow. The key differentiating feature, it has no Haversian system. ये दोनों बोन्स का मिक्सचर है इसके अंदर. आउटर साइड पे आप क्या देखोगे? डेंस कॉम्पैक्ट बोन. इनर साइड के इधर इस तरफ स्पंजी बोन. Yes. So this is all about today's class.